Good morning, mi gente. What's up? It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning? Whose idea was this? Oh, wait a minute. It was my idea. And that's why I'm in bed. Me? I'm FayWhat? And I'm going to help you get your week started off right. We have lots of fun things to talk about. It's going to be a fantastic week.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and we are live right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire Television, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm also on demand. It's Monday, January 30th, 2023, and Miss Luna is just having a ball. It's time to kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What else did you think we were going to be doing in bed? I mean, he does have a sexy ass beard. And when I did like boys for those 4 months or something back in 2005, right? I would have totally gone for him. I mean, especially since he's Greek, you know? Anyway, our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late, and this morning I'm joined by my gay guy pal, statuesque Greek muscle bear. I like to call him muscle god. And adult performer, Alex Tikas. Follow his adults only Twitter at Alex_Tikas. Good morning, Alex, and welcome to Faye's Bed.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
I'm going to hold the water. Oh. You hold Luna.
Oh,
Luna's more important.
She's a handful
Oh, my
today.
God.
She's really awake today. My goodness, look at her.
But see, here's the thing. Miss Luna wakes up. She wakes me up.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, so she's up early, and I call her the asshole whisperer.
Why did you call her that?
Because she knows an asshole when she meets one.
Well,
okay?
that's probably why we're getting along so well.
She seems to like you big time.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out if she's gay, straight, or fluid, because there are moments.
Are there
are
a gender
moments.
fluid pit bull?
I mean,
it's
why
possible,
not, right?
She seems to
Especially with the people she has to hang out with. Look at all of us.
Look at this, my
you
God.
know?
Yeah, look at this dangerous animal. Look at this dangerous pit bull. Look at her.
Do you have a pity?
I had one for 4 years and she passed away. It was my baby. Yeah.
I'm so sorry,
But
Alex.
it's just like this. Just like this. Yeah.
The most misunderstood pet breed. Okay, I live in Miami.
Yeah.
You live in Broward?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
You live in Broward,
yeah.
in Wilton. So you know, like the Miami bullshit that they've done when it comes. Bless you, baby.
Ooh.
That we have to put.
A muzzle or something?
No. That if you find a pit bull on the street and you take him to the Humane Society, you've got to say that they're not a pit bull. You've got to say that they're a Staffordshire Terrier. Staffordshire Terrier, or you have to say that that they're a mix or something like that, because of just some ridiculous shit that happened back in the 80s, I guess, in the 90s with pit bulls.
Well, they were like used as sort of like they're fighting dogs or whatever. But even though, like, I've seen cases where like these fighting dogs are like they are put into the pound and all they want is just like they're completely docile.
Yeah.
Like they don't fight anymore.
No.
They just want you to like love them.
Yeah, and that's the owners. These are the people that make pit bulls vicious.
Absolutely.
Look at this dog, vicious. Look, oh God, watch out. Oh man, she might hurt us.
Okay.
And they're the sweetest. They're the sweetest pups.
Yes.
You know, I put Luna next to a 2-pound piece of shit Chihuahua, and she's like, whatever.
But the Chihuahua's gonna bite you.
And has like that dog should have a muzzle. That dog should be put down.
They're
like that dog is a
Those
mean.
little dogs are mean.
Those Chihuahuas, like they're freaking mean.
Don't mess with Chihuahuas. They
Look, I have permanent ankle like scars, but you would think. Ask me about Luna. I've never gotten one scar from her.
No, nothing. I mean, they just think they're like little puppies.
How long did you have your pup?
So I rescued her and I got her for I had her for 4 years, but she was prone to seizures and we treated her for that. And then one day she just had one seizure that she couldn't get out of, and she was young. She was a baby. She was like 4 years old, but just completely like unaware of how strong they are. playful they are. They just want love.
Yeah. And so you don't have one now?
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. When you care about them, when you care about them, it's a lot of work. They are another family member.
I can't go out. I have the dog. I gotta go home. I gotta take care of the dog. Who's home? She's waiting for me. What is she's upset. Something's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're packing your bag to go somewhere, and she's sitting on your luggage like
trips,
pissed.
like when we would have to go out on trips, like travel or whatever. I hated it because they were not taking care of her the way that I would take care of her.
No one's gonna take care of her like Papa.
You're not doing it right.
So maybe when you're less sexy, which I don't see that happening anytime soon. When when you look like this, is there like an age where you just go, okay, when I'm 55, that's it. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna look however. I'm gonna say whatever, and that's it.
I mean, I will be 50 in August, and just looking at what's happening and who's behind me, just like clawing their like, I think 55 is like a good age to be like, okay, it's time to just sort of like, the sun has shone upon me. Now we can give it to somebody. Now, as much as it can shine on me, because like I'm very, very specific, obviously, but there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of competition. There are a lot of different slices of the pie.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But for me, for what I'm bringing to the table, 55. But there's some guys out there, like there's some colleagues, peers. I'm like, how old are you? Especially in Europe. Like they are 60 something and they're like really, really hot.
Really?
Yeah. They take really, really good care of themselves. What was it in that movie Bros? Remember, like
you saw it. You're one of the six.
No, so yeah, it's true. But they talked about gay Dumbledore, who was like this 60-year-old and a death one. He's like in his 60s.
But he was living his best life, right? You've got to see the movie. So you could be number 7 who saw the movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a great movie.
I love Billy Eichner, so I think a lot of people don't like him, but I think he's
I like him, and I liked the movie, and it was well made, and it was cute, and again, 8 people saw it.
But, 8 people saw it.
Do you think it was because it was a gay film that no one went to go see?
I think it was just like really white.
They had the one black person, right? It was the one black token friend.
No, the black guy. Well, yes, but there was a black guy who played the throuple, and that guy was on Drag Race. And she was, oh my God, I just saw her. But anyway, that was the Drag Race winner, actually, of like 13 or 12.
What? I didn't even know that. Look at you having these little tidbits.
I'm full of useless trivia.
I love that though. And my wife is like that. I love that too. And I remember watching Bros and seeing the Latino boy that was part of the trouble going, he looks like the Latino boy from Half Baked.
Okay.
Do you remember Half Baked back in the day?
I didn't see that. What's his name?
I smoked a lot of weed back in the day.
Is that Seth?
Half Baked was Dave Chappelle.
Okay. I love Dave Chappelle, but I've never seen that.
Oh, man. I mean, again, there's certain things that we could watch back in the 90s and go, coño, that was funny, right? And then you watch it today and you're like, wow, this was the most racist, this was the most unfunny thing ever.
He had like these 2 characters. Well, he had this one character, the blind black man. That was a KK man.
He didn't know he was black. So he was super racist, right? And he was married to a white woman. And so he had the white cloak of the KKK. And so nobody would tell him. And so they would interview his friends, like, why don't you tell him that he's black? And they're like, no, hell no. And then anyway, he ends up taking off his what would you call that? The hood in front of a big KKK meeting. And then they're all like, what the hell? So then it goes to like a little credits to tell you like, he divorced his wife for being a black person lover. Yeah. Like, it was just like ridiculous. That was Dave Chappelle when he was genius.
So smart. Now it's all like commentary and like he has to bounce back from what he says. And I'm not going to talk about that stuff though, because
No, we talked about that at length, Alex.
I mean there's something going on about cultural appropriation. Like, okay, so let's say I want to go as a Mexican. A sombrero, like I want to wear sombrero and I want to be full on Mexican. So they presented this image to like college kids and they're like, this is wrong, this is not right, we're not supposed to do this, like this is cultural appropriation. Then they take the same outfit and then bring it to like native Mexicans and they're like, oh, you look great. We love it.
Oh my God.
I mean, yes.
Confusing.
But it's confusing at best because you're like, well, who do we listen to?
Who do we listen to?
That's
and that's
what I
the
want to
thing.
know.
So
who's right?
You know,
Who
there
do
was like a puppy, like Halloween was months ago, and there was like a puppy little parade, and there was a little puppy dressed like a geisha. Like, is that wrong?
Right. I mean,
right? Because is that wrong to the Asian community by doing? You know,
Are we disrespecting?
Are we disrespecting them? You know,
the costuming because
one of my good friends is Indian, and I just want to wear a sari so bad
beautiful.
because it looks so beautiful.
Yeah, and you
right?
look beautiful in it.
And a sari is like a top, and then it's a very big long piece of fabric that's draped around you and wrapped around you, and it's beautiful.
Right.
The detail, the colors are just gorgeous. But is that wrong for me to do that then also?
I personally think that for Indian people, it would be odd that you would look awesome. But I think that
if it's a costume for Halloween, then it's not right.
And in a free-thinking world and country, you're going to have a lot of people with a lot of different opinions about it that aren't necessarily going to be right.
Yeah.
But I think it's great to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm going to listen to, like, for me personally, I'll listen to the black person about racism. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I'm not gonna ask Trump about racism. You know what I mean?
But I will talk to like a black person about racism.
Yes. No, I totally and that makes sense because I mean I would like to during how that's how you learn. The conversations and you need to make mistakes, you know?
I just want to learn.
You're saying you said that you were about to be 50.
Yeah.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
You know, in your 50 years, you've had to relearn things.
I've had to relearn. I'm still learning.
And we're still learning, you know,
like,
but I've spoken to people that have sat in this bed that are 50 and up and said, look, I can't with the pronouns. I can't with the they, them. I can't. I love you how you are, but I can't. Like, is that closed-minded? I think it is.
I think it's close. I think you need to respect how the person wants to be addressed. And if that's how they want to be addressed, then that's how I'm going to address you.
Yeah.
That's it. And I may not agree with it. I may not agree, or I may think it's silly, or I may just walk away and roll my eyes. Or that's probably my reaction. You know what I mean? And I guess I'm entitled to my reaction. But if that's how they want to be addressed, and if I'm rolling my eyes or if I'm like whatever, that's not necessarily the right reaction. I kind of want to hear why they're saying, and it's probably because that's how they want to be addressed.
And who the F are you to freaking tell them different?
Who am I to say?
Right?
Anything?
If I want to be Señora Toto that loves vagina, you start addressing me that way, okay?
How is it taking away power from you by addressing you
exactly as Miss Toto, lover of vagina?
It's not affecting me in any way.
It's not, and it costs you nothing, Alex. You know, so it's like, okay, you might mispronoun, you know, you might misgender someone, you might use the wrong pronoun. Okay, so then you bounce back and say, all right, sorry, I won't do it again, right? You know, grammatically, they was very hard for me to get used to.
Right.
Because grammatically, if I'm talking to one person, they usually is more than one person.
You know, another way to sort of like address them is like find out what their name is and just say, just use their name.
Right?
If you have a real issue, what's your name? It's like, okay,
and that's it.
Yeah.
Look, when I was active in my drinking, I had more than 3 girlfriends, and they all supposedly knew about each other, right? I thought they knew puta. And you know, I couldn't keep those bitches' names straight, so they would all be called sweetheart.
So funny.
Sweetheart, mi amor y chula.
I love you. My love. Yes, my love.
My love.
Yes, my love.
My sweetie. And then that way no one gets sad because you don't misname them.
I can't tell you how many new boyfriends I've had in arguments that I would call them by their ex.
Shut it, Alex.
It's awful. Like, but you know, they're bringing shit up that the other person
has said, right?
So I'm like in a blind rage. I'm like, I'm not that person. I'm this person. I'm like, don't change the subject.
Don't change the subject. You acted just like that person right there.
Don't change the subject. Anyway, I know.
Anyway, okay, let's get back to the show. We started talking about
we're just talking.
We talked about a bunch of other things that weren't even on the show script. So let's go back to the FayWhat show. This is usually what happens on my show. You guys know, right? So there's a lot of interesting things going on this week in the LGBTQ plus community. Alex and I are going to kiki on some of them now. Julio?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So first,
I got words.
First, the breakup of the minute just got more real as social media star Avery Cyrus finally spoke out Tuesday on the reason for her split with Dance Moms alum JoJo Siwa. The pair went public 3 months ago when JoJo shared a Chuck E. Cheese photo booth moment of the couple and the caption, happiest girl. But 3 days after news of the split shared by Cyrus in a TikTok video, JoJo can be seen letting loose in her video her mom shot and posted to her Instagram stories. The video shows Jessalyn Siwa asking her daughter, quote, why are you mad? End quote. And JoJo saying, quote, because I got used. I got used for views and for clout. I got tricked into being told I was in love and I got effing played. End quote. However, Avery Cyrus sees the breakup differently. Well, one thing is for sure, breakups are nasty. Some do it in public. Some keep it quiet. Some, like Alex, just call you your ex's name. Have you ever talked badly about your ex? What are we all talking about?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I left New York after a really, really bad breakup.
How long were you together?
2 years.
Okay.
And we were like set. And
what do you mean by set? You
like,
had your home.
No,
you
we're
had...
getting married. We had plans.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was like set. This is 2022. Was this is happening? This is happening. This is where it's happening. This is done. And then December of 2021, I was out. And so moved down here, and it was very hard not to, because he's also in the adult entertainment industry as well. And it was very hard not to talk smack. Very hard, especially after the breakup, when you find shit out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're engaged in December, but somebody's in your house.
Somebody's moving in a couple weeks later.
In February. I'm like, okay. Or in love. Maybe not moving in, but like already like, I'm like, oh, wow. So you want to start talking. And then your tongue starts bleeding because you're like, I don't want to talk. And there were a couple of moments where I said some things that were inappropriate. But that was in retaliation. But there were better ways of handling that.
Okay, but did you lie?
Did I lie?
Did you lie about what you told other people? Okay,
no,
well then what the F? I mean, like then he kind of deserved it.
But you know what? I think like it takes two to be in a nasty breakup.
Yes.
So it takes two to be in a nasty breakup, and you know the laundry that he has on me is probably worth spilling tea about as well. He has either been very, very sneaky about taking the high road, like he'll say it, but like in whispers and maybe not on social media.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll tell somebody not to work with me, or maybe he'll tell,
shady.
he'll be shady and I won't know about it until somebody comes up to me and tells me about it. I'm like, oh, no kidding. But for the most part, I think it's better to keep things off social media for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you're sort of like known in the industry, or, I have like 246,000 followers on Twitter. Monopoly money, trust me. Occasionally you get a free jockstrap or a bathing suit, but that's about it. Trust me. That's that's hopefully with like a signature, I hope, depending on who used it. But that Twitter account is specifically for the brand. Okay. So you're sitting there and you're bitching about somebody on that brand, on that sort of platform. It just takes away from what it's like. No,
you're absolutely right. You're I get it. If you want to tell your fans that you're going through something, right?
Like I will maybe under my real name on Facebook, I'll like put up a breakup song.
And literally like hashtag if you know, and that's it.
Exactly. And that's it. But among your circle, among your friends, like that's what your friends are for. That's what real people.
Yes.
And like dinner.
Not your Facebook friends.
Not your Facebook, not your Twitter followers. Not your Twitter followers.
Or not any of your followers. Followers, quote unquote. No. Those are not your friends. They're just your followers.
When you're saying something nasty like that, you kind of want that to be
validated,
but you also want him to see it, and you kind of want to get a rise out of him, and that's you're in recovery, so you're like that's kind of like that's not the way to go.
No.
Because if you look at the resentment, how did you fuck up?
No, exactly. What's your part in it? You know what I mean? No, that's totally fine. You know, we're both in recovery, and so we both have to learn from our mistakes and see the shit that we do, because we still make mistakes constantly, but we're taught to clean up our side of the street.
That's the most important thing.
Or we end up with a resentment that is a luxury. Straight people and normal people can have resentments. Unfortunately, if you have an issue with substances, that will make you drink, you know? And so my ex, before my wife in San Francisco, you know, she left me because of my alcoholism, all right? I didn't see that then. Of course I couldn't see that then, right? She saved herself. She really did. And she did me a huge favor. But at that time, I couldn't see it that way. It was like the love of my life left me.
You betrayed me.
I hate you. You left me. You left me in the middle of WeHo. How dare you? You know, there's worse places to be left at.
What happened to Ride or Die?
What happened? You said you were going to be there forever. You said you have my back. I was there when your mom died. Like I was pulling out. I was pulling out all the stuff.
You pulled out the dead mom card.
Listen, I pulled out the dead mom card, and mind you, it was my blessing, and I was humble enough to be aware enough to help her with her mom's passing when it happened. But I was so mad at the destruction that I had done to this relationship that I figured I can get back at her somehow. You know, somebody will tell her that I'm posting this or whatever.
You know, the worst thing about what happened is that eventually I will be able to write a formal, sincere amends. And the worst part about it is he'll never acknowledge that amends because he's completely ghosted from my life because that's how crazy I was. He needed to protect himself in such a way that he needed to just like ghost the F out of me. So the worst part about it is when you start healing and when you start sort of like, you know, sort of when all of the neurotransmitters start joining again and you start figuring out who you are and you want to apologize to somebody sincerely for being a bad person. That's the worst part. I know that he'll never acknowledge it. Whatever.
Listen.
We're talking about JoJo Siwa.
We're talking about JoJo Siwa. We're talking about you and your exes and me and my exes. Oh my goodness. We got super deep right there.
We can't do that.
Jesus Christ, Alex.
I'm sweating.
I'm
sorry.
Sweating. Now I feel bad. I have to call my sponsor after this shit. Like, I'm a mess. Like, now I'm thinking maybe I didn't do my amends correctly. Like, now I'm about to apologize to my ex. Man. No, you know. We can be on this subject for a while. JoJo Siwa, I don't think you should have put it on blast that way. If the girl used you for likes and whatever,
what is she gonna do? Of course she's gonna use you for likes. But like she's gonna jump on your platform. She's gonna take pictures with you and
post them everywhere.
Follow, click, click.
And that's it.
What did you expect? And you both are like what, 20 years old?
I mean, I think they're like 10. I don't even know if she's old enough to drink yet.
She was an amazing dancer though. Have you seen her? Like she was. Oh my God.
Oh my God, when she won. Yes, when she won. So you wait. What is it? So you think it's not so you think you can dance. What is it?
She was in the Miss Abby Dance Moms. Was it Dance Moms?
Oh, the girlfriend was. Yes. But JoJo Siwa was also in Dancing with the Stars where she won.
Maybe recently I haven't seen her, but I just know her from when she was a kid.
Side piece, yes or no?
She at least made top 2.
Oh, she made top 2, so she didn't win. But
you weren't number 1.
But she wasn't number 1. Okay. Maybe that's why she left you.
Maybe she's looking for a number 1 now.
Maybe she's looking for a number 1 dancer.
But
anyway, don't put all the stuff on blast. I agree with Alex.
You're young.
You're young.
Just wait.
And you know, if you have a breakup like that, it doesn't have to all go on Facebook. Just, you know, because there's that stuff you can't take back. And if you mention people's mothers and past things, it's hard to really be sorry for it. Because that person will block you from everywhere like Alex's ex. Ghosted. Next. Fans of Madonna.
La Reina.
She can do no wrong. I don't care if she's sniffing poppers
now.
I don't care.
Got Botox on her eyelids. I don't care.
That is the least of it, Alex. I think she's gotten Botox like on her asshole. Like
I don't care. Like she's whatever. But
anyway, Madonna fans may find themselves pulled back into the pop queen's orbit with an upcoming project.
Yes.
Details are still very hush-hush, but from all appearances, Madonna Miss Madge is just days away from announcing the tour of a lifetime. The alleged tour is thought to kick off in 2023, exactly 40 years after the release of her self-titled debut album. With a rumored set list spanning her entire career, this is set to be her first ever compilation tour. While talking to Variety, she said, quote, "I'm just looking for interesting, fun ways to re-release my catalog and introduce my music to a new generation. I'm focused on that. I want to go on tour again. I'm a creature of that stage. That is my happy place," end quote. The singer reportedly already has multiple nights booked at London's O2 Arena, which is your favorite. Wait, what? So anyway, so we're all excited about this new tour that might be coming, that is going to be coming up What are we all talking about? What do you think?
I mean, like Madonna. So I bought that album. I have that album on my, and just listening to like the beginning of like when she was at the dance clubs.
Like the borderline
Like the
crazy for you
borderline,
times?
like before, like, you know, I'm on fire, I'm burning up for you. My God,
yeah.
we were like kids.
Yeah.
I think I was 8 when I saw her do Borderline or Lucky Star or one of these things. And then she moved on to Live to Tell, and everyone was like, what's that all about? And then from there, she went to like Papa Don't Preach. She had that phase. Then she was a witch. And then she was like the woman from Saturday Night Fever and that.
Yes, the workout outfit.
The work. She looked amazing.
She looked amazing.
Beautiful.
And those,
like that's the best.
leg warmers and the bodysuit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't.
Which one is your favorite Madonna look?
My favorite Madonna look, I mean, I loved her when she was like the witch. Frozen is like one of my favorite. Love Profusion. I loved.
What was the one that she did with Austin Powers?
I don't know. Like,
but that's it. That's the singing though.
Right?
You know what I'm talking about, right? Where she's in the convertible with the cowboy hat. That was one of my favorites too.
Beautiful Stranger.
Beautiful Stranger. Thank you, side piece. Beautiful Stranger. I love that.
But I think I would be interested to see what she's gonna come up with. Like, she can barely move now. I don't know.
Yeah. But her dancers can do. I mean, Mariah Carey's never danced.
Oh my God,
she's
you
still
see
fine.
her? She's so fun. When she walks out, when Mariah Carey walks out, which sounds amazing, by the way. When she walks on the stage, she has an assistant like hold her while she sings. It's the funniest.
Oh yeah.
She sings amazing, but she's so like cinched and tucked in with
she can't move.
She can't
move at all. Like, and then I'm telling you, like when she dances, she'll go.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the dance move, or like.
But man, I grew up with Madonna. Like, I saw.
Would you go to this concert?
Concerts make me like nerd. Like, there's a lot
because of a lot going on.
There's a lot going on during. I saw Beyonce in concert. That was great. But I don't know if I would go to Madonna concert. I don't know. Like, it's just because I've seen it all, or like, I don't know.
I've seen Madonna in concert 3 times.
She puts on a good show.
And she does when she shows up, right? Because the last time she was,
thing.
you know, that left me and many gay people with a bad taste in their mouth to be waiting 3 hours for this bitch. I mean, that's a little much, Alex.
Yeah,
I'm in favor. And this is the most expensive concert ticket I ever bought in my life. Like, I had never paid that much for a concert ticket. And she was 3 hours late, you know? And then she wanted to play a bunch of new shit. I didn't want to hear any of the new shit.
No, we don't want to hear any of that.
No, I want Papa Don't Preach.
My opinion, after Confessions on the dance floor.
Yes.
Yeah, everything. Just
everything
like,
else, I don't even want to hear the rest.
That's when I stopped listening. Like, there were a couple of things in like afterwards, but.
I'm thinking of just that era, right? I went to see Janet Jackson a couple of years ago, right? And Alex, she played all the old shit. It was an hour and a half.
That's kind of what you want to see.
But you were standing up the whole time, you know? Like, it was like, this is what I want from someone that we grew up with. I get it. You have to introduce new music to the new generation and all that. But don't let it be the whole entire concert when I just paid $700 for a ticket.
It's so funny. You have like these little 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids now listening to Madonna or Michael Jackson or one. And they're like, oh, it's got a nice beat to it. Like, these are like, you know, they're like, if you go on YouTube, they have like 8-year-old listens to Madonna.
Yeah.
And you watch these kids and they're like, oh, this is fun. I think my mother has this, or my grandmother has this, or something. And you're just like, what?
And for us, it's like iconic
but that's
Madonna.
Like, that's
you know?
sort of like ingrained in our bones. Like that music is like, you know, Michael Jackson, Madonna, like Janet Jackson. All of these people. Yeah.
Like, and Michael Jackson, not so much, unfortunately. Like, for me, Michael Jackson should have been canceled. Okay, I watched the Neverland documentary.
Oh wow, I've never seen it.
And it just effed up my childhood.
Oh, wow.
So now when I hear a song on the radio, I'm like, ugh. Or like the Michael Jackson show in Vegas. Like, it's getting all this exposure and it looks amazing.
Yeah, Broadway's, it's coming to Broadway.
And it's coming to Broadway. Yeah. I can't use my own hard-earned money and pay for a ticket for this man. I know he's dead. I get it. But look what everybody's done to R. Kelly. Look how we've canceled most people that have done such harm to people. This man changed the lives of these kids, and nobody talks about it ever again.
I mean, you can't have all of these kids saying what they're saying.
Yes.
And like, I don't care how much money is involved, like, or how much I'm going to sue you for. I'm not going to put my child through something like that.
Yeah.
if it didn't happen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I'm like, well, if this happened, then people need to know. You know, in my family, there's a situation very similar, and it's you know, it's such a complicated,
very complicated, and the layers, and because like people don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
Then if they are, like, what exactly did
Yeah.
they do?
Yeah.
Who knew? Who didn't know?
Yeah.
You know,
which side are you on?
which side are you on? Do you
Yeah.
completely isolate this person? This person is still part of your
Yeah.
family. Like,
Yeah.
how does this all work?
Yeah.
You know, is the person need help, or are you
Right.
just not going to get them any help because
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about it?
I
Like,
mean, what if you had a son? What if you had a son that did
I
something?
wouldn't let him sleep in the bed with Michael Jackson, Alex. That would
Yeah.
never be something that I would allow. You know what I'm
Who
saying?
does
Like,
that?
the parents
How do
also
you-
have something wrong with that.
You know what? 100%. Like,
Oh, but it was Michael Jackson, so I didn't
It's Michael
think.
Jackson's fault, but like, where are you?
Exactly.
Do you think that just because he's Michael Jackson, it's okay to leave your 7 or 8-year-old child
Yeah.
alone with anybody?
Yep.
You know, I mean, no.
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 No. And again, I don't know how we got from Madonna to Michael
We
Jackson
just
and his
keep
pedophilia,
rolling.
but we keep
We're going on so many tangents right now. I don't understand it. It's like, yeah, that's important, but what about this?
I effing love you.
Oh my God.
Like,
Yeah, but go to the Madonna concert. I'm
love
sure it's
with
going to be
this kid.
amazing.
I'm really in love with it. Yes, but go to the Madonna concert. Let me know how it went,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to go. I don't got that kind of money. It takes a lot of money to look this cheap. So I could do
That's
3
what Dolly Parton
keratins
said.
with that.
We'll come
Oh,
back
I
to
love
it.
Dolly. Do you love Dolly? I love me some
Yeah,
Dolly.
I love Dolly Parton.
Did you see her for New Year's?
Did I see her where?
She was her with Miley Cyrus. They had a New Year's countdown.
No,
or were you busy being adult?
I was working at the. I was like, there was a big hairy bear party.
Where?
At the Eagle.
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
Eagle. I love the Eagle.
So-
Thank you, Eagle, for all you
Hello,
do.
Eagle Wilton Manor. Shout out.
Hi.
Thank you.
Look, I know it sounds weird for a girl to say that,
Yeah.
but the Eagle is one of the most welcoming places I've ever been to. Okay?
Really?
Pride, any kind of Bear Week, any kind.
Yeah.
Okay, they have always been. They have a women's tea dance there once a month.
Okay.
Like, they really are. Like, okay, yeah, we're a leather bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. There's another Eagle. You all know where that came from, but we're gonna be inclusive and let
Yeah.
anybody else in.
I think it's a tough. Like, this is actually a good topic. It's like when you have like the old guard guys, and they see women coming into these gay bars. Like, that's a, like, I mean, especially like the Eagle, because they get down. Like the Eagle, Rawhide, like. The guys there are like, they're not just there to have a drink.
No.
You know?
No.
And
No, like Ramrod. You're never gonna see. You're rarely gonna see a girl Ramrod, because
Right.
that's what they're there to do.
Right.
You know, the
Yeah.
fun stuff on the pool table.
yeah, the fun,
I
the
know.
fun,
I know.
the fun stuff on the pool table, she knows. So it's like, do I really want FayWhat do I really want Faye to walk by the pool table and go, FayWhat? I don't think I want that.
Oh, okay, well, the next time I see you there, I won't
I
say
won't
hi.
be on the pool table.
I won't say
But
hi.
we will say hi.
Look, there's a difference between letting certain women in,
Yeah.
you know, that are part of the community, and letting in a bachelorette party, Alex.
See?
Okay, and how do you know the difference? And I'm aware of that, because I've gone to Johnson's where they've said, "Sorry, Faye, I can't let you in today," you know, and I'm like,
Really? Why?
because maybe there was a bachelorette party in there already that they let in. They weren't going to let any more girls in there. And I was like, like, what do you mean? You know, and then I grabbed like 3 more gay boys and I go, how about now? And they're like, okay, come on in, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like just dabbling, being a bartender and just having like a bachelorette party come in. I mean, I would never go to a lesbian bar, or I would never go to a woman's safe space, or however you want to phrase it, and be like unaware and disrespectful.
You wouldn't, but
So,
but
you know
and
what I
then
mean?
so then you put LGBTQ plus girls
Yeah.
like me, you
Yeah.
put queer lesbian women
Yeah.
like me, or trans women in that same bucket with the bachelorette girls.
Right.
And
That's
that's
a
and
fault.
that sucks.
That sucks,
okay.
yeah.
But from the standpoint of your side, there's no way for you to tell unless those bitches have the bachelorette fucking sashes
Right.
on them that they usually do have.
With like the
With the little crowns and
with
shit.
the penis paraphernalia.
Yeah, yeah. Again, and then it's just me, FayWhat, standing there like, hey, I just want to go in and see some ass.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hello, I just want to see some, you know.
I just, you know, I mean, I've seen the biggest penises at Johnson's that I had ever seen in my life,
Oh.
and I have seen some big.
Those are young
penises.
boys. That's like a young boys. Those are Johnsons and the boy. These are like the 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The doing acrobatics and crazy shit.
Yes. Hot.
I'm like, but hot. Yeah. What the hell were we talking about?
We were talking about, what were we talking
about? Madonna. We were talking about
Madonna. We finished Madonna.
Yeah.
Now we're on to the next.
Now we're going to talk about something else. All right. So, Spare. Okay. The much anticipated memoir from Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is officially out, and it includes some juicy new revelations about him, like how Harry's royal subjects have long questioned the 36-year-old's sexuality. He recalls conversations he was witness to in lines at the supermarket. Quote, in 2015, I overheard them frequently discussing whether or not I'd ever marry, whether or not I was happy, whether or not I might be gay, end quote. Harry describes one such encounter with an elderly British couple who were engaged in a heated debate about the prince with a store cashier. The book also talks about a scene that could be mistaken for a gay wedding on Schitt's Creek, where Harry presented William and Catherine with an ermine thong at the reception. Quote, the room let out a collective gasp, he writes, and then a warm, gratifying wave of laughter. Spare publisher Transworld Penguin Random House reported the book is the company's fastest-selling piece of nonfiction ever, with over 400,000 copies sold. What are we all talking about?
We are talking about Prince
Harry.
We're talking about Prince Harry, who renounced any affiliation with the crown and has to make money.
Yep.
So that's what we're talking about. And the way you're going to make money is you're going to write a book about things that people want to read. And it takes a lot. Like the guy left everything, and he is here in wherever, Santa Barbara, wherever he's living. And it's expensive to live the way they live. Yeah. She's not on TV right now.
No, and she wasn't that great on Suits either, La Pobre.
She doesn't have that network series salary anymore. So they have to figure out a way.
Well, again, Harry has been doing the rounds all over the place doing different interviews, and they took their security detail just like that when they moved away. Oh, okay, you don't want to be part of us? No problem. Yeah. Take security.
They take everything. Yeah.
Then those paparazzis, they will do whatever it takes to get this picture.
Yeah. And it's hard when you have like a little kid and and it's a mixed marriage, and like considering the mixed marriage from the old guard, from like the monarchy to like this young, biracial girl who's not. That's a lot. And then you have all of the rhetoric from like the media, just like they fucking chewed her. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
They chewed her face off. Like they were really.
Yeah, and it brings me back to remind me of the beautiful Diana and what she went through. Oh God. My wife watched the Queen, the Crown.
The Crown was so, of course.
Oh my God, everybody who watches it, I can't sit through that shit. But like you see his face, he's like, the Crown.
Bro, my idea of like a good time is like watching on reality shows, like watching like Great British estates and castles where they just sort of like walk around and like I live for that shit. So I'm like, you're so fucking boring. I'm like, that's what I do.
I love it with a tiara. Yeah, on. Can you imagine Alex just sitting there naked with a tiara just watching this?
My story is on. You can't.
But according to that Crown, it really shows you that like your life belongs to them.
You are locked into like every day is. Can you imagine like every minute of your day is planned, and even when you go on vacation, it's planned. Like there are people, you can't do this, you can't say that, you can't be this. Can you? In exchange for what?
Yeah, like what are you getting in return?
What are you getting? But what are you getting in return? Like you're living in like a gold cage. That's what it is. It's just diamonds and gold, and it's a beautiful cage, but it's a cage.
Yeah.
So I guess that's like Queen Elizabeth was just sort of like she was for the country. Like it was.
Well, she didn't know anything else because she was like the youngest person put into that office.
It was a life of service. Like she was, but Diana didn't want to do that.
No, and she had to marry some dude that was in love to somebody else, and she had to deal with that.
She was, and she just wanted to love her kids. She was so protective. There's a lot of good documentaries about her, and she's really beautiful.
She was beautiful.
Yeah.
She had this great just flair about her. Whatever she wore was just so classic and beautiful.
But anyway, Harry's not gay.
No, he's not. He's just a redhead.
He's just a redhead.
Just because he's a redhead doesn't make him gay.
He's a hot ginger, man.
He's a cutie.
He's a hot ginger.
Right? And then like you see him in that military uniform back when he was out there. Like, right?
I would
watch him and Meghan have sex, and maybe like kind of crop her out?
I would like move her to the side.
A little bit to the right.
To the right.
A little bit more to the left, Megan. Megan, a little bit more. Just
go.
two more steps to the left, Megan.
God, that's hilarious. But it's so true.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
Next, a Reddit user posted a question to the Ask Gay Men and Ask Gay Bros Reddit communities. I love Reddit. I love me some Reddit.
Do you?
All right, I do.
Never got into it.
It's just like the questions that they ask there are questions that my gay boys would ask each other, and they would talk about it, you know. And my gay boys have really hot tongues, and you know boys around here. I mean, the Wilton boys, it's just like they don't play around. There is no filter. This is who I am. This is what I'm gonna say. This is what I think about you and your shoes, and they will tell you like that. And that's why I love them. You know, if I look ugly, they will go, "Oh, Faye, like
really?
You came out like that." I'm like, "Ooh," or they'll be like, "Oh, I hope it's pedicure day tomorrow, girl."
No, it'll be like, "Are you happy with the way you look?" Then that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And then turn around and go, "But I'm not happy with the way you look."
If you feel good, I feel good.
Then do you, boo?
Yeah, I feel good for you.
But if you don't mind, no pictures today.
Exactly. To the left, to the right.
All right, so we were asking gay bros on Reddit, okay? Does one risk their professional reputations? This is a perfect question for you, Alex. Oh my goodness. Does one risk their professional reputation by posting nudes online? Okay. Exhibitionist, we'll nickname this user an exhibitionist. He says, quote, insanely horny virgin whose pent-up sexual energy has him curious about posting nudes. So for those who have bared it online, EE has this inquiry. What is it like being sexual and posting nudes online showing everything, specifically if your career has absolutely nothing to do with them? Has it ruined your life or career at all, or is it harmless, horny fun? On the Ask Gay Men thread, comments ran the gambit. One user wrote, I'm in my mid-30s and my being a cam hoe in the MySpace and Sick'em days has definitely come back to bite me in the ass. Another guy in his mid-30s, however, reported zero negative effects from posting nudes on the web. What are we all talking about? I mean, this is kind of your job. So can you really answer this frankly, or like maybe before you got into this business?
So before I got into this business, I was a talent manager. I represented actors in New York. I had about 8 people on Broadway. Like I had like a bunch of industry contacts, and it was like legit. Like it was all television and film, and there were kids and kids department and all of that stuff. And then, you know, just the money is not there. The money, the gratitude, the loyalty. So you sort of like, you get old and you start thinking about stuff, right? And I'm like, well, I really, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I love Fort Lauderdale because you could literally walk around naked. Like, it's so hot. You're just like, it's hot.
You can have a prom dress on or be naked and you're both at the same bar and it's fine.
You know, obviously in certain areas you have to be conservative and respectful, but for the most part, if you are in sort of like, you know, if you know where you are, naked is not a problem for me. But once, you know, it's like, we have that saying, a cucumber can become a pickle, but a pickle can never become a cucumber again, right? So, like, if you're on a dating app and you show your face and you're in the nude, somebody can burn that and rip it and just use it to their advantage.
Yeah.
Once you post anything inappropriate, I've had guys that want to film with me and that have filmed with me, and their family has found out. Like young guys in their like late 20s or whatever.
Okay.
And and they're Middle Eastern. A couple of them were Middle Eastern, and one of the family just like disowned him.
Oh, wow.
But I'm like, and first of all, I didn't know the history, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, didn't you know that this was going to happen? Didn't you know that there was going to be one shady queen who's going to see that content or see that and just decide to destroy your life with it? Like, you didn't prepare for that, but they didn't.
Did you feel guilty?
I felt guilty, but I didn't.
But you shouldn't have.
No, but I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I mean, if I had known the history, I probably wouldn't. And now, especially now, when people contact me and say, "Hey, I want to be in the adult industry," I'm like, your Twitter doesn't have a single picture of you, and it's private, so you just want to hook up. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But no. Like, once, I think it has the potential. You can't get into politics. If you're into politics, you can't sort of like work with children if that stuff is
too.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you can be,
But so now do you feel that like when somebody wants to film with you, do you have to go through this first and be like, hey, have you ever been out there? Okay, you should probably get your stuff out there. This should not be how you come out of the closet in the adult industry.
What I usually tell them to do is I'm not going to be your experiment. I say, show me a couple of times that you've done this. And I don't care how much experience, you can just be a beginner, but you have to show me that you have everything in place so that I'm not responsible for
outing you or whatever, getting you in a weird kind of place.
No, I'm not here for that.
No. But do you think that it still would affect politicians? Like one of my closest friends, I know he's going to be a politician in the future. All right, I know he is, and he used to be a big bear, and now he's lost a ton of weight, right? And it's like there are pictures of him nude out there, and I know who's got them, right? And I'm like, listen. If you do decide to do this, those are going to come out. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, it's just happening. Anthony Weiner was like this really big name in New York.
And then his wiener was everywhere.
But yeah, what an unfortunate name. But I mean,
his poor wife.
Poor wife, Mrs. Weiner. Like, I mean, this is all day. But anyway, like he's exposed. He's sending dick pics to like, brothel mamas or like the owners. Like he's just trying to what do you expect? Yeah. But the unfortunate thing about him was like he was a really good politician. Like he was very honest and very straightforward and very genuine. But he had this, so nobody's taking seriously.
And that took all the credit away.
Yeah,
that took all the credit.
I mean, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, especially with a good politician.
But what's unfortunate is that we care. I don't think we should care. Like if somebody just wants to like send a pic out like that to another consenting adult, or
but coño, if you're happy with your body and you've worked out and you do certain things, why not just show the world how happy and proud you are of your own body?
Yeah. Why? I don't think it should be a problem. But in the States, I don't think you'd have this conversation in Europe. But I think in the States, everybody's just so like weird about sexual and nudity and shocking and like what.
But I mean and you know what, and that's why I think those right-wing people think that we're just so awful. Like they need some sex in their life.
But you need to look at some right-wing people and see what they're doing. Like it's the funny. What's her name? Marjorie Taylor Brown or whatever.
Yes.
Isn't she like having an affair with like two guys or something? And she's just sort of like she broke up with her husband. They ended their relationship and she went off with him. I'm speculating. I don't have but that's not the
the code of ethics kind of
way. That's
not
the conservative code of ethics. Like I'm not going to listen to Marjorie.
Yeah, well, how about that guy that was with the pool guy from
that was hot.
Fontainebleau?
Oh my God,
FayWhat, right?
Yes.
FayWhat Jr.
That was
Jerry FayWhat.
It's called. It's like.
And there's a documentary or something.
It sounds like a cuckold kind of situation where the wife and the pool boy get together and then FayWhat just sits and watches it, which is, I mean, that's hot for me, but it's probably not a good idea for them. Like I could watch you and your partner like do your thing all day, but you probably don't want to do that if you are running a religious university and telling gay people that they are, that
they're abominations,
that they're going to burn in hell.
That you shouldn't be having sex if you're not married. That you should not be drinking alcohol.
But
and he's in the middle of freaking Fontainebleau going having the time of his life.
Let me make a sincere and genuine apology to everybody and start crying, and let me ask God for forgiveness, and then it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, do 3 Hail Marys. You'll be fine. Don't worry. Exactly. It's all forgiven.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Just like whatever. I could go on all day.
We can go on all day. Finally, one of our favorite people, Dolly Parton. We were just talking about her. Continued to surprise and delight us, and as always, she made sure to show her love for her LGBTQ+ fans.
Yeah.
Last year, country music superstar Dolly was named one of Time's 100 most influential people. Parton, a country music legend, has long been known as a humanitarian. She gave $1 million to help fund coronavirus vaccine research that helped develop the vaccine produced by Moderna. Wait a minute, was that the bad one?
No.
Wait, no. Oh, no, Johnson & Johnson was the cheap one, not Moderna. All right, you're good with Moderna. So during the pandemic, she has also read books to kids on social media to help comfort them. The list is long, but these are 5 times that she made us smile just by being herself. One, when she announced her theme park, Dollywood, will cover 100% of the cost of a college education for employees. when she starred in a Taco Bell musical recounting the harrowing story of Taco Bell lovers who fought to get the Mexican pizza back on the fast food restaurant's menu. Number 2, that was me. I love the Mexican pizza, and I was mad when they discontinued it.
I don't know about Taco Bell. Sorry.
Listen, with that body, you can't eat Taco Bell. But for me, I go have Taco Bell maybe 3 times a year, and all I have is a Mexican pizza. Like, I just want that Mexican pizza. It is disgustingly delicious, and it goes in the same way it comes out. It's a mess.
I would tell all gay men to stay away from Taco Bell, especially the bottoms.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation.
I know.
We'll talk about that next time.
We'll talk about it part 2.
Next, when she started a dog apparel line called Doggy Parton, I got something for Padme. It was so cute, Alex. She promised fans, I gotta get something for Luna. She promised fans a rock album in the near future, and when she joined TikTok and shouted out her queer fans. What are we all talking about? I love Dolly Parton. Like,
I love. And the cool thing about Dolly Parton is that, so she is obviously like her music attracts like conservative, Southern, like, white, like, and they love her, and they just don't know what to do with her when she's so like gay friendly, and like she's just out there. And I mean, look at her. She's not like she kind of dresses like,
like a drag queen.
So
listen, the first boobs I got, my first fake boobs, I went and I was like, I want these.
I want these.
And I doubt I'm the only one who's done that.
Oh my God. But she does amazing philanthropical work. Like, she's like, I mean, I heard about the vaccine. I didn't know about the hunt. Like, let's go work at Dollywood and go to college for free.
Isn't that amazing?
That's like, that could be like the next chapter of our lives. We just go to, we could work in like the fried pickle, whatever they have there. Just go to college.
I would love that. I would dress up like Dolly. I don't care.
Oh my God.
That would be so
lot
amazing.
of people, a lot of guys do.
Right?
Yeah. But
I
grew
love
up with
Dolly.
her. I love her.
But with all the, like, I've been, like, she's older,
She is easily in her 70s.
Easily. And like, she's been married to the same dude forever that they never talk about, but he's like this weird white guy that's probably off stage holding her purse.
Somebody's got to hold it.
Someone's got to hold it, and I'm okay with that. But like, every time somebody passes away, I'm like, somebody put Dolly in a bubble. Somebody put Dolly in a bubble.
I mean, did Betty White die? I'm not sure.
Yes.
Did she die?
Yes, a year ago.
Oh my God.
Like, actually, like a year ago last week or something.
Did she really?
Yeah. So like, how did that come up, Alex?
Well, no, because you just talked about everybody's like dying, and everybody's dying, and like she's next. And
don't say that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna happen. We're all gonna. Oh, I mean, but you're looking at these old, like, can you imagine like when Madonna? Somebody like Madonna passes away.
We're all gonna dress like her.
Like, I don't know. And she's like 60. She's like my mom's age. Yes.
Yeah, she's my mom's age too. Somebody put Dolly in a bubble. Please don't let anything happen to her. She loves us and we love her.
Yeah.
So the FayWhat show is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, and Hotspots magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 37 years. Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. In the same model of PBS and NPR, we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. So, Alex, what are you going to be doing this week? Oh, let's talk about your reality show. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So
Get ready.
Oh my God. So this is the first time that I have Alex in bed with me, and definitely not the last, if that's okay, because I am loving this kid.
I'll be back.
You are part of a reality show that's airing tomorrow, bitch. Oh my God. Tomorrow.
Okay, so the premise. The show is called For the Love of DILFs. Okay,
so those are dads I'd like to F.
Correct. Okay. So it's 6 DILFs and 6 himbos. You know what a himbo is?
No.
It's just sort of like like a guy.
Okay.
But they're basically twinks.
Okay.
So it's like 6
daddies and 6 twinks.
6 young guys of varying spectrum.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like Love Island. They put us all in a mansion. And we find the one that we connect with. We had contests and competitions, and the winner, I can't say who the winner was. It might have been me, but the winner gets $10,000 to split with their partner to invest in their relationship.
Oh my God!
Yes,
and Mr. Gay World USA, Tony Arbolino, is also on it.
So
oh my God! Thank you, side piece. So Tony's in it also.
Tony's in it also, and there is a lot of heat between me and Tony.
Oh, I can't. Yeah. Oh my God. I was just thinking, I was like, I would watch you and Tony have sex.
Yeah.
And now that you're saying that, there's a possibility that we can all watch him and Tony have sex.
Yeah. Well, you have to take.
Oh my God. Okay. How many episodes are there?
There are eight.
Oh my
episodes.
God.
Yes, there are 8 episodes, and it was.
And will they all be released at once?
No. The first episode airs tomorrow, 31st, and then every week after that on Daddy TV, Out TV. Yeah.
Okay, so next time I have you in bed, I'm gonna have you back in bed in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna have to talk about the ones that have already aired.
Yeah, and
okay,
maybe I'll be with the love of my life, my himbo. I don't know.
So
himbo.
So is my wife my herbo? Is that
herbo?
I don't know. I was just trying to be. I was just trying to be a part of.
God, why do they always want to? Why
we
do
always
they always want to be a
part of? I can't get enough of these boys. I am that weird girl.
You're so clingy.
I am. I'm needy too. And I gotta be told I'm pretty and everything.
Oh,
it's a lot.
She's beautiful. Look
okay. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I want to thank Alex for getting up early for the FayWhat show. And remember, follow his adult Twitter at Alex_Ticas.
Yes.
And make sure to show him some love and subscribe to his OnlyFans page, all right? Because groceries are getting expensive.
Girls gotta eat.
Girls gotta eat. This beard didn't make itself. You know what I mean?
Didn't grow itself. No.
Oh, Alex, thank you for being in bed with me, puppy. I have enjoyed this so much.
Thank you so much for
oh my God.
This was fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Make sure that you follow him on social media, all right? And I have a feeling that you're going to see him back in FayWhat's bed real soon. Maybe sooner than he expects. I might just wake up in his bed tomorrow. He's going to be like, Faye, this is not what I meant. Coño.
There's plenty of room because it's king size.
Thank you, Alex. Did you know that Happening Out Television Network studios are located at Sunshine Cathedral Square? That also houses Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church, located in Fort Lauderdale. We broadcast their Sunday service every week to more than 30,000 watching at 10:30 a.m.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Feliz Navidad y venturoso Año Nuevo. I'm Dino Mosquera from the Outshine Film Festival. The holidays is a difficult time for some of us. In the time of need, the Sunshine Cathedral opened its doors to those of us to find spiritual comfort. And that's why Sunshine Cathedral is #MyQueerChurch.
Finally this morning, I want to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye. What's on my mind? So banning books are on my mind. Can you believe that they banned the book that's called Antangle Makes 3? Antangle Makes 3 is a picture book based on a true story of 2 male penguins at the Central Park Zoo who raised a little chicken together. How could you? Are you serious? You really banned that book? So, we grew up with fairy tales that are so much worse, and I don't think that you folks knew that, all right? But you leave Pinocchio in libraries. When you think back to the 1940s Disney version of Pinocchio, you probably remember the puppet's nose growing to show when he was lying, right? And his cute little pal, Jiminy Cricket, who sings the movie's cute little song, When You Wish Upon a Star, right? Okay, but the movie also taught moral lessons by scaring the shit out of little ones with that nose. It teaches the dangers of running away from home and falling into the clutches of an evil adult. In the original version in 1883, the story by Carlo Collodi is even more disturbing. When Pinocchio is teased about his wooden head by his cricket, Pinocchio gets pissed off and throws a hammer and squishes him dead. Splat. Yep. Do you remember The Little Mermaid? Okay, well, The Little Mermaid, 1989, the tale of a prince named Eric who falls in love with Ariel, the beautiful half-woman sea creature. But the source material, an 1837 story by Danish writer Hans Christian Andersen, is way darker. In the film version, Ariel makes you deal with Ursula, the sea witch, who converts her temporarily into a human in exchange for her singing voice, which the witch puts inside a seashell. In the original, witch silences the Little Mermaid by cutting off her freaking tongue. And unlike the movie, the original story doesn't end happily ever after. Instead, the little mermaid loses her prince to a human bride and smiles at him one last time as she and her sisters rise slowly to heaven. Yeah, that's that happy book that you like so much, that happy story that you like so much. How about Little Red Riding Hood? All right, there have been many versions of this story through the ages, all with the same basic storyline, right? A girl in a red cloak is traveling through the woods to deliver food to her sick grandma when she meets with a big, hungry wolf. After the wolf urges her to spend some time picking flowers for her grandma, he races ahead to beat her to the destination. There, he eats the abuela, dresses up in her clothing, and lies in wait for Little Red Riding Hood. In the Grimm's version of the story, Little Red Riding Hood is devoured by the wolf, eaten piece by piece, but she and her grandmother are then rescued by a hunter who arrives just in the nick of time. Instead of shooting the wolf, he cuts his belly open with a pair of shears, and the girl and her grandmother miraculously emerge unhurt. At least there's a happy ending in that one, right? In the original, which he intended as a warning to young women to avoid sexual predators, he simply allows the flirtatious Little Red Riding Hood to be eaten. Yeah. Hansel and Gretel is another one, you know? I mean, okay, I'm not even gonna talk about Hansel and Gretel. Let's talk about Hannibal Lecter, okay? So Hannibal Lecter, the cannibalistic series killer in Silence of the Lambs, right? This German fairy tale is right up your alley, the Hansel and Gretel. It features a villain who's equally creepy and perhaps even more insidious. A seemingly kindly old woman who lives in the woods in an edible gingerbread and candy house, which she uses to lure the children so that she can kill, cook, and eat them. Yes. Okay, though in fairness, at least she doesn't, boast about dining up their livers with fava beans and a nice Chianti. She just ate them. In the Brothers Grimm 1912 version, she decides that Hansel would be the more succulent child and locks him up in a cage to fatten him up while starving his sister Gretel. Eventually, the witch decides to eat them both anyway, but is outsmarted by Gretel, who, at an opportune moment, pushes the witch into the oven and burns her to death. By comparison, Hannibal Lecter, who at the end of Silence of the Lambs had escaped from prison, gets off pretty easy if you think about it. Yeah. How about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? This story is especially notable because it launched the modern trend of sanitized fairy tales. Back in 1938, animator Walt Disney decided to make the Brothers Grimm story, Little Snow White, into his first full-length movie. Naysayers, including his own wife, tried to talk him out of it, warning that adults wouldn't sit through a musical featuring a bunch of bearded dwarfs, but he trusted his gut and borrowed $1.5 million to make it. As it turned out, Disney was right. Depression-era audiences in need of uplifting flocked to see the tale of a beautiful young woman who bests a villainous queen and captures the heart of a gorgeous prince. And the movie became a huge hit. While Disney kept the Brothers Grimm heart-in-a-box angle, he did omit some even grislier details. In their version, for example, Snow White's evil stepmother is invited to Snow White's wedding, where the guests heat a pair of iron shoes on burning coals. She's then forced to step into the burning shoes and dance in agony until she falls down dead. All right, these are just some of the stories that we heard as a kid that are still in libraries today. We know their origin, yet they still stay in libraries. As should And Tangle Makes Three. Get that book back in libraries. Those are just some thoughts that I had. Okay, now go back to your beautiful stories from your childhood. You'll never be able to look at them again. I'm just telling you. Well, that's the FayWhat show. I want to take a moment and say hello to Brown Goddess Collective. That's where I got this shirt from, right? So I went to an incredible vision board immersion workshop. And the Brown Goddess Collective did it. It was a room full of black and brown and white girls and boys all trying to just set their best intentions for 2023, and I was loving it. So I want to say hello to them and say thank you very much for opening up their workshop to me. It was a lot of fun. Well, I hope you guys had fun on today's show. I am really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. It's often hard for us girls. If we believe that we are one strong community, then we must support all the letters of our LGBT and Q+. We opened the show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore, and that girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ+ community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder and a little bit funnier and embrace our tremendous diversity. It's really what makes us so strong. So until next Monday, world, at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat. And I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's you?
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ+ media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat show. Get the week started with me.